Next myth is young children do not know that they actually have parents.
That's an interesting statement. I'd be very interested to find out where that information is coming from, because within attachment, 1 to 6 month old babies are fully dependent on their parents for every need. They'll think that you and them are the same person. We know this. This is classic attachment stuff. Babies develop self-awareness during a gradual process. Generally, around 7 months, the baby will realize that parents and themselves are separate people. And this is a huge cognitive step. But all of Bowlby's research, everybody else, Mary Ainsworth, everybody else's research into attachment, we all know that babies and all of the different attachment styles, it's crucial that, and look, without having to go into all of that stuff, babies absolutely know who they're like, the just they are majorly attached to parents. This is not even a topic worth discussing.
Yeah, I can't imagine, with my children, they knew who I was. They relied on me. They smiled when I walked into the room. They knew that they were going to be picked up. They knew that they were going to be fed. You know, there's an excitement when you walk into the room. They recognize parents at a very young age. As soon as they can, see past a certain, area of vision, when they can realize someone is walking in the room,
Yeah.
they can recognize who that you're a separate person. Like you were saying, they recognize the difference between mommy and daddy sometimes. So I don't see how a child doesn't know that they don't have a nurturer.
Yeah.
And very young, they can say mommy and daddy very young.
Attachment is a fundamental aspect of human development, and it begins to form in infancy. So babies attach to their parents primarily through a process of attachment theory, which was pioneered, like I said, by John Bowlby. So babies typically form attachments to their parents. They have bonding through caregiving. From the moment of birth, babies form attachments with their caregivers, with their caregivers through consistent and responsive caregiving. When caregivers consistently meet a baby's need for comfort, food, warmth, and affection, it helps to create a sense of security and trust in the relationship. It is critical that the children have both parents. It's very difficult for one parent to fulfill this role, the baby's needs, all the time. Ideally, babies need two. In my circumstances, I needed two. One was not enough.
Yeah.
Never, was just not enough.
Well, and
Couldn't
how
get
about,
across all of us and give us
yeah.
all the right amount of time. And this is where the argument for single parent comes in. Like, for children who've grown up in alienation, we don't want to have single parents. We just don't want to. We want bonding through caregiving from both
Kids want their
of our
parents to be
parents.
together. Mm-hmm.
We do. Well, not necessarily together, but we want that from both parents, not just one all the time. So we need
Yeah.
contact comfort, physical contact, cuddling, holding, soothing, that plays a crucial role in attachment formation. Babies have an innate need for physical closeness and comfort, and being held and cuddled by parents, providing them with a sense of safety and security. We have social interaction. Babies are naturally social beings and seek out interaction with caregivers. Responding to a baby's cries and coos and facial expressions with warm and loving attention helps to strengthen the bonds between the parents and the child. Then we have exploration and safe haven. Attachment theory describes how babies use their caregivers as a secure base from which to explore the world. When a baby feels secure in their attachment to the parent, they're more likely to feel confident in exploring their surroundings. However, they also rely on their parent as a safe haven to return to when they feel scared, anxious, or overwhelmed. Then we have sensitive responsiveness. A key concept in attachment theory is sensitive responsiveness, which refers to the caregiver's ability to accurately perceive and respond to the baby's needs and cues. So when caregivers consistently respond to their baby's signals in a sensitive and timely manner, it helps to build a strong and secure attachment. When we have parents who are misattuning to babies' responses, then we have the different pathologies that we look for within the parental alienation population. So, and internal working models. Through repeated interactions with their caregivers, babies develop internal working models of relationships that influence their future social and emotional development. Secure attachment in infancy lays the foundation for healthy relationships and emotional well-being later in life.
So one
It's
of the
very
things that popped in,
complex.
yeah, something that popped into my mind is children at very young ages rely on somebody to attach or bond to, and I think it's called the will to live. So if there's
Well,
no
we know that,
attachment, no
yeah,
bond.
correct. Babies will not thrive. Babies
Yeah.
will deprived babies, and I've got a really interesting book on that, Psychological Deprivation in Childhood, it's called. Langmeyer, yeah. So that's quite an old book, but they did a lot of studies on children who had psychological deprivation in childhood and how they just failed to thrive. And if we have two parents in the mix, the baby is way more likely to thrive and be very well adjusted and have good secure attachment. But if we have one very personality disordered parent who's manipulating the child into turning away from their other parent, who often is the parent who's offering all of these particular
Nurturing behaviors.
yeah, exactly. So attachment styles and secure attachment styles, then a lot of us grow up with alienating parents and we have insecure attachment styles because we never know what the heck they're going to do next because they misattune with us all the time. So then we have to counteract our anxious attachment styles and learn how to change them and stop coming from that thinking.
So babies
Yeah,
do know who their caretakers are. They do
absolutely.
know who loves them. They do know
Absolutely.
who they can go to for safety and security. They
Yeah,
know who they can go to ask for food. They know
correct.
that if they cry because their diaper's soiled, that one of those caregivers are going to come in and
Yeah.
take care of that.
Yeah, and
So
if
I
the
think
parent
it's a
is
myth.
yeah, if the parent's misattuning to them and not coming in and changing their diaper when they're crying, the child's behavior will escalate. Please, please come in and do. And then they're
Mhm.
trying to get the parent to come in and attune with them. So if the parent's off getting a bottle or something else, we've got a misattunement situation here. So parents really need to tune in. Absolutely. So that's a myth. Busted.
That's a myth. Love it.